Hey everybody, it's Greg Winters from Personal Dog Training here with the Calls with Clients podcast. In this episode, I'm talking to a potential client that has a dog with severe separation anxiety that was triggered after a sibling, another housemate dog, passed away. We talk a little bit about why medication that she's been taking hasn't worked and point out some of the medical issues it's actually causing.
Well, it all started.
It all started at the beginning.
It all started. She had a sister, and the sister died last July.
Okay. Yep.
So we went ahead and we were going pretty good for the first 4 months. I knew that she got anxious when I left. She has always done that, you know. She always got anxious, but she just got anxious and yelled at me when I got home, and then it went on. We were on our way, you know. And after her sister died, and after the 4 months, she started her destructive behavior. She's removed the trim around 2 doors, one of them twice. It's still in the Chevy. Her last little act, she even, when I tried to leave her outside, she was chewing on the ledges all around my outside windows.
Jeez. Okay.
Last Tuesday when I went to the dentist, she chewed on, because I had everything blocked off as best as I can, she chewed a hole in my wall.
Okay. Now, yeah. I have some questions.
Okay.
Has she ever been confined? Like, for instance, even when she was younger, has she ever accepted being inside of a kennel?
Oh, yeah. When she was younger, she did, but now she won't do it at all. She goes absolutely shit. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm asking, because that's what I would think. Another thing, have you ever heard of a thing called a place command, where you would ask a dog to be on a dog bed, like you tell them to be there?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it with her?
Sure.
Could she do it?
She does it. She'll stay.
Okay. Even if you left the room?
She does, but I don't think she'd stay for a long time.
Well, it's not stay. I'm saying there's ways I teach certain things to identify certain types of the dog being overly or toxically attached to you.
That's that's a good description. Toxically attached to me?
Yeah, it doesn't come from a bad place. It's not because you're bad, or it's actually because you just love the dog without any kind of boundaries, and you don't any kind of structures. And so that other dog probably had that role of making the dog feel like it had a structure to bounce off of. And then it took some while afterwards for the dog, I guess, to degenerate, because it was, stable at one point. So now the dog's kind of unstable. It seems like it just can't be alone. It never was alone. It always had that other dog or you around. And and then it's really getting bad. And now we always worry, what you're describing is we're really worried the dog's going to ingest something that it's chewing on and kill itself. It's a risk, a big risk that you got to make sure.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing too when I was trying the cage, because she used to like it. When she was a puppy, that was her safe place.
We got to go to again, and we're going to help you through, no matter how difficult it may be. It's going to take other things maybe, like proper exercise, some other boundaries, waiting, and like relaxation behaviors. I teach that kind of stuff, how to relax a dog, how to get the boundaries, and then teach people why those things are the things that are going to change the behavior. Okay?
Yeah.
Not the traditional dog training that tells you to do sit, stay, coming down, or some food luring nonsense. We got to use the place command or walking structures to burn some energy. If this dog likes to play with toys, or there's a way we can burn some energy so they're not so frustrated and have it all bent up. And then we start reworking the kennel again. Sometimes if a dog's really extreme and we go right to the kennel without looking at the bigger picture, the dog's going to fight it to the death, and that's not really. We can start feeding. What I'd recommend right off the bat, you can start this today. You start feeding the dog in the kennel. Just put the food in there. Don't close it. Put it in the front, back.
She won't go in.
Okay, put it on the edge of it then, so she just goes to the edge.
I'll try. I'll move the kennel out there where it don't be up all goods, and I'll just do it.
Throw a small, if she's allowed to have it, a small piece of cheese or two in the front of it, middle of it, back of it.
Oh, well, see, I was doing that.
And just slowly. That's just the beginning. That's just like a real basic.
I was throwing every morning. every morning, and I did this for a month. I would go into the dog kennel with, she's got one treat. She likes chicken jerky really well.
Yeah.
So I would take the chicken jerky and throw it in there.
Yeah, I'm
and
telling
I'd
you.
throw it to the back of the cage so that she had to go in and get it.
Try cheese.
Or-
No, I'm not telling you, try some cheese. Just a small amount. They go crazy for it. This is 11 years, thousands of dogs. It's like this go-to.
Really?
It's insane.
She likes cheese. The only problem I got with the cheese is right now she's taking an anti-anxiety thing, you know?
Okay.
And it's I'm not going to pronounce it right, but it's clomipramine.
Yeah, I'm anti-pharmaceuticals unless, for behavior.
Yeah, well, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I am anti-pharmaceuticals
So am I.
for behavior.
Yeah, I
For
don't
dogs.
like it at all.
For dogs.
And I don't like...
Well, it's not about liking. It's not like. I'm just giving you a professional, high-level advice that the research has shown that it's unreliable. It doesn't work. They prescribe it for separation anxiety. When I've cured hundreds and hundreds of dogs of separation anxiety, and I've helped another couple thousand avoid it by teaching the things I teach. It's not a medical problem. It's a behavioral problem. So I get a lot of vet referrals, and the vets refer me because they know that. Any vet I meet and I say, you guys don't solve separation anxiety, it's on my side. If they look at me like I'm crazy or fight me on it, I cannot recommend you use them.
Yeah.
Because what else don't they know about your dog's medical stuff? So this becomes very matter of fact about the dog and what we may need to do. But we'll reteach this dog to tolerate the kennel, so at least it's safe when it's gone, it's not destroying everything. Because it's the separation anxiety, and then the secondary issue of destructive behavior where they can kill themselves. And any dog that's going to do that needs to be kenneled to work through that issue as well.
Yeah, I would say because when she was in the kennel, when I would go ahead and get her in there,
Yep.
and I would just leave her in there, and I did this like maybe 4 or 5 times when I would leave, and it was horrible. When
Yeah.
I come back, the whole sides of the cage is one of those, it's like a regular cage, bars,
Yes.
right, for squares.
And here's why.
It would be soft and wet.
You can't do it then. That's too extreme. That's when the dog's having an extreme reaction. You can't put the dog in the kennel like that. You have to work through the process. When this is where you need high-level dog behavior expert that's got to troubleshoot, do detective work, and see what works, and kind of build it up slow, but still be on the path and not going away from the problem. Because the dog, again, it's really important what the dog also does when it's out of the kennel. It can't just all of a sudden follow you around. And it can't just be overexcited all the time, because they inform each other. If they're not relaxed ever outside of the kennel, and they never give you boundaries or door boundaries, or they're not. That's a big factor. People let the dogs run right out of the kennel. They have to learn to wait, because you are causing jailbreak thinking and desperate behavior. So anytime your dog's bursting through doors and bursting and pulling forward and opening things and going, and there's not a boundary on stuff, you're making them more and more desperate and more screwed up, unfortunately. And that's just...
I think I already did that then.
Yeah, it is what it is.
When I would get home, I knew how she hated it. And when I would get home, that was the first thing I'd do. I'd, practically run in there and open it up, let her out right away. And she just, she'd come out of there like a shot.
Yeah, you do it because you love your dog and everything, but in the end, that's not really what's going to help them. And that's what
I know.
It turns out, and again, it's not your fault, because the traditional dog training doesn't know what you do. This conversation is not had outside of this circle, because they want to talk about stay coming down or food luring. Your dog needs to learn how to tolerate the kennel, needs boundaries, when you get a little bit of exercise. Now, does this dog have any health problems?
Not that I know of.
Well, we better get.
I think these damn pills are giving her health problems.
Who's your vet?
My vet is, I don't know her name, because
Okay.
I just started with them. It was All Star Animal Hospital.
I would consult with them because they're the medical professionals, but I as a behavior person, for the issues that you're describing, I recommend she get off the medication.
Yeah.
So
I don't see. I gave it to her. This vet also gave me
Because I want to see who she really is without the medication first, and then go
Yeah,
from
well,
there.
I'll have to go through. It seems to give her the poops when I take her off of it.
Well,
She has diarrhea, you know.
yeah, well, then you can figure out her diet outside of that, if there's
Yeah,
dietary
well,
problems.
this has something to do with getting off the pills, you know. I even tried, because I've tried to take her off of them a couple of times, because I'll tell you the truth, if they do anything to her, I don't know what it is, because she doesn't act any different whatsoever.
Well, you shouldn't
know?
be. I'm telling you, I can only give you advice. You decide to follow it or not. I'd much rather work with a dog that I know. There's studies that are saying that there may be weird effects on dogs. It may make them worse. Because they don't know, they see that there's no direct correlation between giving the dog medicine and them improving in separation anxiety or fear of sound. It's another one where it's commonly medication for some reason. It never changes the dog's overall pattern of fear of those things. And then they're now thinking that some dogs may, in other ways, change their overall personalities in ways we don't want.
No, we do not. Yeah.
I don't. And some of what you're talking. Remember, there's not always a blame game. I'm always trying to figure out myself. But the detective work of what you're telling me is the dog. Was the dog on medication when the other dog was alive?
No.
Okay.
No. As long as the other dog was alive, she.
Well, and then you get the medication, and now the dog seems even worse. So let's get.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
She still had anxiety, though, even though
Yep.
she didn't rip
Case in
everything
point.
apart. But
Pretty
when
much.
she got,
Seriously, case in point for what we just talked about, right?
yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not saying, listen, it's not always easy. But I'm saying I'm fixing or we're avoiding upfront separation anxiety with all my clients because of the protocols of the things we were talking about earlier. The boundaries, the exercise, the no jailbreak, kennel tolerance. Relaxation techniques, right? For dogs, direct. I call them communication commands. I've had to trademark a new way of doing this. So, because you just can't, I don't know. So, it sounds like we got to meet this dog. What's the dog's name? Gremlin. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't ask earlier. Makes sense. And what's her size, breed?
She's a mutt. But
Mutt.
I actually got the dogs from Mexico. We
Okay.
had a house on the beach, and there was a mama dog had puppies, and there you go. So 2 of them ended up coming home with
And
us.
what size is she, weight-wise?
She is she's probably 60 pounds, like that.
Okay.
You can see how serious some of these cases of separation anxiety are. In this lady's case, you can see that there's a variety of things that we're going to need to work on. Thanks for listening to the Calls with Clients podcast, episode 4. We look forward to giving you more information on how you can help your dog in the future and what common problems these dog parents are calling me about.